hey, is he talking to him? Is he saying, don't go for the ball? Don't go for the ball. Don't go for the ball. I swear DeMar was talking to him.
Yeah.
The ball was like, don't do it. I'll punch you in your face.
Hey, Zach ends the game with 29 points. The last time we looked at this, DeMar had 20 and Zach had 9.
Zach had 9. Hey, I will take it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. We go straight into the post-game show on this channel as the Chicago Bulls get the dub over the Brooklyn Nets. And Billy Donovan congratulating, I don't even know their coach name, bro. Interim coach.
Coach Vaughn.
Jacques Vaughn.
Coach Jacques Vaughn. Shout out to you, Coach Vaughn, coaching your first. I think that's his first NBA game ever, right?
First game as a head coach.
I believe so.
Game, first coach as a head coach, man. That's not something that's an easy feat. That's not something that's crazy. That's simple to get into, right? You have to be really one of the best in the game to get in that position. So shout out to Coach Vaughn. Hopefully you show something tonight, because I tell you what, you scared the mess out of us with a lot of the stuff that you was drawing up there. As Dragic coming over, talking with a lot of his old teammates and stuff like that, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love as we go into the post-game show, man, and break down what we saw from the Chicago Bulls here tonight. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Hey, kid, you got squirrels going on up there, bro?
Man, I don't know what's happening. I'm about to dip in a second because I need to figure out what the heck is going on. Hey, you done seen me look up too many times. I'm like, hold on, I'm hearing way too much.
3-4 times, my boy. What's going on there, man? He was their interim before Nash. Okay. Shout out to that then. Maybe this is just his game then. He the interim guy. What'd y'all see tonight, man? Bulls come away with the dub, 108-99. Shooting percentages
That's
wise.
that right there. That's that right there. 20 points in the fourth quarter by Zach after we done paid him $215 million. Yeah, guess what? He turned the narrative around in the same game where we were sitting there wondering, like, hey, well, is he going to be able to turn it on? He did it. He probably should not get a haircut for the rest of the season. You know, he should probably do the James Harden thing.
He should. That's the problem.
Hey, I think that might have been the problem the first
that's the problem.
It's been a little heavy.
Remember, bro, he had the sports clips you did, and he had the sports clip sponsor.
And he's not wearing. Here's the thing too. He's not wearing the do rag either. That's the part that we zoomed.
He definitely not
wearing the do rag. Zach Lavine showing out tonight. 29 points tonight. 5 from 11 from the 3-point line. Absolutely got cooking at the end of that game. I mean, here's the thing, right? And I think it's the biggest question. The Bulls were in a hard-fought game the entire time with this team. We saw slow defensive rotations. We saw players not getting out to their spots. I think the defense is the part that really concerned us tonight. But, I mean, listen, Zach Lavine able to show up at the end of that game and put that game away, be the guy that's able to put the team on the back. Is that something that you can do, that you can sustain, though, right? Like Zach getting off to those slow starts and then going off in the fourth, I love it. But is that the recipe for the Chicago Bulls being successful more times this season? Maybe it is, right, if you got DeMar and Vooch going early. But, I mean, you didn't see that as much today.
Nah, I don't think it is. I think that when you look at it, he's going to have those games where – I'm gonna give him a grace period because I feel like he's still trying to find his way. Like, I need to make this pass here, need to do this here, and so on and so forth. But he needs to be able to start fast because like I told you, when Kidd was away, I'll say it again. Like, as great as the season was that DeMar had last year, you don't want to have that happen again. So he asked for this money. You wanted to get paid like a number one. The 215 is here. You got to show up and show out because this is gonna be now where they say, hey, so is he really better than Devin Booker? Is he really better than a Bradley Beal? These are the conversations that you're gonna have to that he's now gonna be in. So he's gonna have to step it up.
Yeah, I said during the game, right? With that money comes expectations and higher expectations. There comes the expectation of you being the guy. And Zach Lavine, I think this is the first game, right, where we saw where it was like, hey, no, he's definitely the guy. He's the one that's making these big plays, right? He's the one that's getting the job done here. And again, right, the Bulls trying to navigate a lot of stuff with Zach's body, with his knee, dealing with him going into a second of back-to-backs as, Miami Heat in a tough game here, by the way, as we get into that mug. But, I mean, By the way, I also forgot about something. I think me and Kid both will give Zach a little bit of grace on this as well. I did forget he had a newborn child at home.
Yo,
Zach's not sleeping. that makes sense. That's what it is. Zach's not sleeping.
I also want to give this shout out to Zach because he outscored the Brooklyn Nets in the fourth quarter.
Go crazy. Shout out to my man Zach.
So shout out to Zach.
Points alone for Zach Lavine and that
shout out to my man.
Nets only put up 19. And here's the one thing that I will say, right? And I think that Eli said, "What are Marco's stats?" 0, 0, 0.
Oh, no. He got a triple double. Triple double.
He got a quadruple.
What it was?
What?
He had 10 hand claps. He got switch 10 times. And in the break, he got 10 high fives.
10 high fives, baby. Hey.
And switch seats. There you go. Triple double right there. Guarding the bench. There you go.
But no, man. I mean, the Bulls are now 4-4. I mean, here's the question that I'll ask to the chat. Here's a question I'll ask to you guys as well, right? Like, when you look at this Bulls team at 4-4 right now, it seems like they're a team that's really good at situational defense, which I like. But it seems like the situation is only in the third and fourth quarter. Is that a little bit concerning to you guys as we head into games? And I can't even say versus tougher teams, right? Because the games that we've won have all been against pretty tough teams outside of Indiana, even though Indiana's played a lot of teams tough this season.
Yeah.
I just look at it as like I said, they have to start faster.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that like having a great bench unit is a plus, but at the same time, like the starters got to actually step up and play because you can't. It's not sustainable coming down from 19 and 20 every game in the first half because by the time you get to that fourth, you gassed. And I mean that's just how I look at it. That's exactly how you have to look at it because you cannot consistently sustain that.
It's fool's gold
throughout the year. Like it's cool for right now because it'll look good on the stat sheet and Muggs will be talking about the game.
It's fool's gold and at the same time.
No.
Yeah, it's fool's gold at the same time. You can't keep that up when we talk about playing teams that actually have it together. Yeah, like you're not going to beat the Bucks playing that way.
Well, I think the tough part is like that was the recipe to beat the Celtics. So it's like, listen, I'm not going to say you should go down 19 and then play defense to get back, but we've seen them beat tough teams that way.
Oh, Jimmy Butler just putting this game away.
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah.
That's a dagger right there.
Hey, look at Ringo. Look at Ringo.
Dagger right there. Look at that.
Look at Ringo.
Ringo got two L's right now, huh?
Hey,
two W's, not two L's. Two W's right now. Look at that.
Let's go.
That's crazy.
But no, I just look at it right now. I say I do agree that I think that there's a little bit of fool's gold there. I think the Bulls have been one of the worst teams at getting off the good starts. They've been one of the worst teams at defending the three ball. They've been one of the worst, right? Like, but it's also the beginning of the season. You have to keep it in the mindset of this is 4-4. The things that I love about tonight, when you needed that situational defense stepped up. Ayo Dosunmu in that situational defense absolutely was a monster. And here's the thing, right? You're doing that against a guy like Kevin Durant, who they're showing on the screen right now, absolutely can cook you anytime that he really, really wants to. Ayo Dosunmu tonight, though, 17 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, did an excellent job playing the passing lanes. I don't got the steals on here, but did an excellent job playing the passing lanes.
Was it 10? Was it 10?
Yeah, it was not 10 steals. It was not 10 steals tonight.
Them untangibles don't do it every time.
Them untangibles don't get you 10 steals. And you know what? Here's the thing, right? You saw the best night we've seen all season from Patrick Williams, 12 points. 7 rebounds. He had 1 assist in the game as well. He was dominant defensively. He did a good job offensively, attacking the bucket. I like what I saw from him tonight. I think that there's some good to take away from this game, but just again, right, I think those slow first half starts could be something that'll end up biting you in the butt by the end.
By the way, Ayo had 3 steals, led the team in steals.
And he got 2 of them at the very end of the game.
Man, listen, Ayo out there putting on the clinics. I love to see it. Love to see it. And I love the fact that Billy's, again, rolling with him, giving him the opportunity. You know, he's averaging more minutes than Caruso, who could have been a starter. He's averaging more minutes than Dragic, who could have been a starter. I mean, Dragic had started in this league before. Is a vet who probably deserves that nod on somebody's roster. So, I mean, he's earning his keep, and Billy's giving him the opportunity to do it. This is what I mean by when people say they kill Billy or is Billy the thing. You don't get this level of development with every coach. There's some coaches that would not have started Ayo.
There's some coaches that wouldn't have started. Well, hey, they didn't have an option for Ayo, honestly. Everybody got an
option. They could have started Caruso.
They did.
No, they did when he got hurt. But Ayo started every season until he got hurt. Every game until he got hurt.
No, they did start Caruso, and then Caruso got hurt like 3 games later, remember?
You talking about last season?
Last season.
Starting,
you talking about coming back into this season.
Yeah, I'm talking about this season. This season,
okay.
He didn't have to go with Ayo this season. 100%.
He didn't have to go with him, but he did. Yeah. And I like that. I like that he's actually allowing him to develop. And the whole reason we're even having a conversation of, you know, what happens when Lonzo gets back is because you have a coach that's developing young talent.
Yeah.
Like, you don't realize that's a good problem to have. Yeah. I mean, I got 2 good players I got to pick and choose from. Sucks for somebody, but it's a good problem to have. It's better than not having any talent. So, I mean, I love to see what he's doing with it.
And you don't have to pick and choose nothing. If you pay Ayo, they both on the team. they both got 4-year deals. You know what I mean? I'll say this, right? Like, what we're seeing tonight, and I know, right, a lot of the focus is going to be on Patrick Williams when it comes down at the end of this, right? Especially in the comments and the questions and stuff like that. So let's get into it. When you see kind of where he's at right now, do you think that this is good coaching by Billy Donovan? This is Billy saying, hey, this absolutely can be taken away from you. We will slowly give it back to you, but you need to get to that next level. Or do you think maybe there was something going on with P. Will that he had to work through beginning of the season, something nagging, injury, pulling at him? I don't know, right? But I'll say this.
It's coaching.
This is a completely different Patrick Williams than we saw 6 games ago.
It's absolutely.
It ain't been that long. It's only been a week, 2 weeks. I think to me, the mind change, that's the reason why I'm like, well, maybe it was something nagging. Maybe it was an injury. Because all of a sudden, like it clicked for you. Like, oh, I got to pull these shots. I got to kill these dudes on the other side. Like, that's wild. Billy Donovan can coach guard. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's really good.
Why I say that is because P. Will had 2 games. First game, he had like 30 minutes. Then that got drastically cut to 13. Then it got cut to 14. And then it was building back up. Last 2 games, he's played over 30 minutes.
Yeah. But
in each game, he's had a good impact.
The last 2 games, Andre Drummond's been injured. Last 2 games, you've had Ayo out 1 game. You've had Kobe White out 1 game. That's why I'm asking this, right? Like, is this a coaching moment? Is just a situation? And Patrick Williams is making it. Dang. That's a crazy. How heavy was that bag? Don't worry about it.
They fill it with water. I think it's anything between 30 to 60 pounds.
I
forgot which one it is.
That must look like a heck of a workout for squats. But no, he's playing better in opportunity, but is it him playing better? Is it him feeling better? Is it his impact is better? Because, like, to me, it just looks like his entire mindset is completely different. And I don't think 6 games makes a difference in that. At least I wouldn't think 6 games.
I think to me, what it is, right? Like, it's like PK was saying, you come out, you start the season, you don't start off too hot, and you know this whole time we've made this big deal about him being in trade rumors. At the end of last season, was he gonna stay?
Yeah.
Was he gonna go? I think it was more so Billy telling him, like, yo, like, if you're not producing, I'm going to have to take these minutes away. But then also, like, some of the players, like, hey, like DeMar, like, hey, man, like, we didn't work in the offseason for you to be, playing around. Like, I need you to go. Like, we need you as a team to go. Like, we're better off when you play well. And I think really that's what you're seeing right now.
Man, keep the defense.
He legit got the ball and was like, okay, they're not gonna call plays for me. Hey, matter of fact, I can take Joe Harris off the dribble. He's little, move, I'm going to take this up and get where I need to go.
It's simply the fact that he's being aggressive. When you get aggressive, you make the defense commit to you, and you make them shift, you make them do something. That's your whole goal when you're on the floor. You have to have some level of impact in which you make yourself noticeable, you make yourself visible. What are you doing out there? Are you just sitting there as a fixture there, just taking up space, or are you actually impacting the game? I had a coach that used to say that if you're competing with the seats right there, you need to go sit in one. I had a coach that used to say that all the time. If you're competing with the seats, you need to go sit in one.
Hey, one of the funniest things to me is when they be like, "Come here."
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, yo.
And they don't say nothing to you.
Say that, yo.
They don't say nothing. you know you messed up when that happened.
Hey, and you try to argue it, but no, coach,
But you do one of these, like
I seen Eric Spoelstra do that to Hassan Whiteside in a playoff game. He was never the same after that. He was
destroyed that man's career. But no, I love what we're seeing from P. Will right now. I hope that he's able to keep it up. And I hope that it's not. Here's the thing, right? Like, I understand there's some people that look at it. That's a crazy block. I understand that there's some people that look at it and say, well, yeah, but he's not being aggressive because there's other people on the court. He's not being aggressive because there's people ahead of him. He's not. If you're being aggressive, if you're the guy, if you're the number one, if you're an alpha, or if you're not even that, right? Like, if you just want to have a bigger role on the team, you got to make that move. You got ghosts in your crib, bro?
Bro, don't say stuff like that. Don't say stuff like that at all. For one,
hey, what is the question for him about his ghost, though?
Bro, hey, listen. Ghost is something he can't deal with. You had a chicken in your crib. Nobody.
We getting the ghost.
You know what I mean?
You had a chicken?
Ghost is something that you can't control. You control having a chicken in the crib.
I'll tell you, it's
you had a real chicken.
Anyway,
no.
Is this Facebook? What are we doing?
No.
Mark Zuckerberg right now? What are we doing right now?
I think the thing is, right, like for me with P. Will, is that if you're on the court, I need you to show that. I need you to be that number one. I need you to just be like, hey, I'm bigger than you. I don't even need you to be a number one on this team, right? Like, if you could be Andrew Wiggins, that would be amazing.
I thought the play stopped.
No. If you could be Andrew Wiggins, that would be great. Because we have people on this team that can put up 25 plus on a consistent basis. We saw it tonight with Zach Lavine. Maybe I'd like
Andrew Wiggins like that. Andrew Wiggins is hey, listen, if he turned out to be Andrew Wiggins, then he should have been he'd be a fourth.
Well, no, it's not hate. It's just that we know what the mentality around Andrew was. Andrew didn't want to be the number one. He was very fine deferring to other people.
He had no desire to be the number one.
I don't know if you can say that.
I mean, I think.
What rookie coming in averaging 19 points a game is not trying to be a number one?
What rookie coming into a game averaging 19 points a game?
He literally told KG he had no desire for it.
Here's what I'll say. Who's the better player? Like, actual talent, Andrew Wiggins or Andrew Wiggins or Cat?
The better talent?
Who's the better talent? Andrew Wiggins. I would say Andrew Wiggins has more talent than Cat does, because Cat's a terrible defender. Andrew Wiggins is
it's Andrew Wiggins. And they know he's a terrible defender.
I would say that. But the moment
I'm not even trying to cap on it. I really can't say it, because I think Cat is pretty good.
Really
He's just awkward.
Cat's really good too. Nah, Cat just mixed. That's all. Cat just mixed. Listen, I get Cat, right? But when you look at it, right, like the quickness that Andrew Wiggins had to just like, okay, it's your team now. Because Andrew Wiggins was drafted first, right? Or were they same year? Andrew Wiggins, I think, was drafted first.
I think he was a year before, wasn't he?
I don't think so. I think Cat came in after.
Karl Anthony Towns is 2016. Andrew Wiggins.
Brian went back. Wiggs is 2015.
It's 1 year. He's 1 year. He's 1 year. He has one more year than Cat.
But if it was your team and you was averaging 19 on that mug, and Cat showed up and you was like, all right, it's your team now, right? Like that's just kind of mentality. But I think the thing is, right, getting back to P. Will, I'm fine with you being that dude. Just like I'm fine with Andrew Wiggins being that dude on Golden State. You know why? Because he don't need to be the number one right now.
No, they came in at the same time. Cat came in 2015. Andrew Wiggins came in.
Andrew Wiggins came in before because he got traded for LeBron. Or he got traded for Kevin Love.
Yeah, I think Cat came in a year after him.
Dog.
Yeah, Cat came in after.
You know what? That's a good content for a different video. But they both average 20 points a game.
No, I'm with you, right? But whose team did it immediately become? That's what I'm saying. Like the mindset to me, if you can get your mindset to the point where, I don't need to be the number one on this team. Like I think for the Bulls to become a championship team, you eventually need Paypayl to become the number one on this team. Somebody has to take that superstar leap. I don't know if Zach Lavine's going to take that. DeMar DeRozan, I'm pretty sure, isn't going to take that. You need Paypayl to get to a superstar leap, or Ayo Dosunmu to get to a superstar leap. You need a superstar. You need a superstar to win a championship.
Zach or DeMar is going to solidify his legacy and just be consistent. If you think about it, what DeMar's done last season, if he keeps that up 25, 28 points a game, the only thing not calling him a superstar would be simply because he's not marketable. Skill wise,
for me, numbers don't make the superstar.
No, he got to get the accolades, bro.
I'm talking about when
how he closes out games, how he's the king of the fourth.
I love it.
Superstar material.
Hey, listen, sounds great. I love it,
bro.
Are they winning? Are they winning an NBA championship?
Depends on his supporting cast.
And his supporting cast is what it is. And that's the point.
He can't be the guy. But
why can't DeMar be the guy?
Just for me,
I'm fine with DeMar being the guy.
This is my opinion. I don't think he can be the guy on that team. I think it either got to be Zach or like Pat is saying, like Paypayl got to take that leap.
No. I think Paypayl is not taking that level of a leap. All right, that's not happening.
It got to be one of the two.
Here's the thing.
Why can't it be the two players that are actually leading our team? Because why can't it just be one of them?
Kid, because of the same conversation we had, you got to take that. You got to have a superstar.
Yeah, but Zach is 27.
If Zach becomes a superstar, right? I'm right there with you. That's fine. I'm with you on that. That's a different situation. But I don't know if Zach's going to take that superstar leap. If he does, right, all of a sudden he's 32 and he's Devin Booker. Perfect. Let
me ask you this serious question. We take DeMar last season. What more does he have to do? Like, what more does he have to do?
Get a chip?
Seriously, that's a real question. Like, what more does he have to do?
Well, I mean,
he closed our games. He led the league in fourth quarter points, so he showed up when it mattered. Look at the game winners we have. I know that those are all just big moments, but that's what you want your superstar to do. How much more would he have to do?
But it got you a first round exit.
But what does that do in the playoffs, right? Like he didn't do that.
Talk to me now. That's what I'm talking about. The criteria is what can you do in the playoffs? That's cool.
Yeah. Well, no, for me, if we're just talking about what makes you a superstar, for me is you got to get some accolades. You have to be the MVP. You have to be the best of the best of the best, right? Like,
but come on, we know that's a popularity contest at the end of the day. Like, realistically, Giannis, the way Giannis is playing right now, I'm gonna put it to you like this.
I'm gonna put it to you like this.
Let's be real.
Okay, but remember the conversation that you was having about Justin Herbert being elite, like. I can't put you in that elite category if you never even made the playoffs.
Try to keep it in sport for me, because at the end of the day, that's along because MVP is a regular season award.
But to me,
it's a regular season award. It doesn't matter what you do in the playoffs.
Like I'm not trying to discredit what you're saying, but to me, I feel like that's kind of the same thing, because if you're talking about numbers in these big moments. Like he's done this same exact thing, but this man ain't never made the playoffs. How we call him elite?
I think
who's never made the playoffs?
He's talking about Justin Herbert.
That's a bad analogy, because DeMar's been to the ECF. DeMar's been to the ECF.
I think we didn't took a whole nother point than the point I was trying to make. The point I was making was you're not going to win an NBA championship without that superstar. You're not going to be a perennial winner without a superstar on your team.
I'm just saying, by your criteria, what more would DeMar have to do?
By my criteria,
last year's numbers.
Here's my thing: for you to be a superstar, you're a top 5 player in the NBA, no matter what. You're one of the elite top 5. Kevin Durant is a superstar. Giannis is a superstar. LeBron James might be up out of that, but I mean, he's still the most marketable player in the world. But I mean, like, he's slowly coming back to earth, and the Lakers just basically suck. Luka Doncic right now is playing at a superstar level. Now, depending on how far you go in the playoffs with that, right? That's going to be. But you have a player on your team that you say, yeah, we got a top 5 player in the league. We got a chance to win. No matter what year, no matter what team, no matter what chance, I can look at the team and be like, that's a superstar player. Yeah, some one-offs. But even like with Dirk Nowitzki is one of the best power forwards in NBA history. The only one-off team is really the Detroit Pistons. Dirk Nowitzki is legitimately one of the best power forwards in NBA history. And nobody paid attention to it until he got to the finals.
I give you that, but here's the one thing I have to say, though. The league has so much more talent now than it ever has that everyone can't necessarily fit into the traditional superstar category. For instance, if you really want to look at it, the top 5 players in the league are big men.
Superstars.
But Steph ain't a big man.
Steph
and he carried his team. The difference between Steph and DeMar would be that he had a supporting cast that absolutely got him over the hump.
Yeah, but the thing for me is, right, like, Stephen Curry is still a superstar in my book because Stephen Curry,
absolutely not. Zion is not.
Stephen Curry just won a NBA championship, and he was the reason his team won an NBA championship. And he dispelled all the things that anybody remember. Me and you were both like, he wouldn't survive in the 90s. He'd be a shooter. Steph was like, bring that contact here. I'm gonna drop you off. Like those are superstar moments for me. He's still a top 5 player in my book. But the thing for me is, right, like, when I'm looking at these players on the court right now, I increase my criteria as the players get better. Legitimately, when you look at the superstars of the 90s, early 2000s, it was a lot of dudes that was averaging.
DeMar would be a superstar in the 90s.
He would be a superstar. It was a lot of dudes averaging 15, 18, stuff like that. And then you had dudes that were averaging 30 and 28 and stuff like there was a clear difference. Now those lines are blurred because there's a lot of good scorers. There's a lot of better players. So who are the players that put you over the top with that? And I think that's the question that we got to figure out with the Chicago Bulls here. Like, and Lob Mob keep naming all these players. No, Donovan Mitchell's not a superstar. Damian Lillard's not a superstar.
He's not, bro.
Here's the one thing I would say. If I could say
not a superstar. All
this will go against what we've been saying, but it's just where we are in the league now. We have more parity. We have better. We have the game is what the heck did Karl Anthony Towns just do? Bro, did you see that?
You still going Wiggins?
Bro, that man just took a whole step back. What the heck was that? All right, anyway.
Over beyond.
Almost threw me off. Come on, Karl. You got to be better. You got to be better, bro. Anyway, but like if you look at it, team construction now is better now than one player carrying you.
100%.
Okay.
So I think we don't need a superstar. We have our 2 stars. We need consistency and health.
But I think to
because I don't think Jason Tatum's a superstar.
I agree.
But look at how the Boston Celtics are constructed.
No, he's absolutely not.
I agree with you. But
they almost won a championship.
But to rebuttal that point, right?
There's no superstar on that team.
But what did they lose to?
They lost because of inexperience.
They lost because there was a superstar on that other team.
They lost because of
inexperience. Curry went nuclear.
They wasn't gone. They
were shell shocked. They lost because of the mental game. Because you can lapse a game. What was the game 2 or 3?
But I mean that's the part. That's the part. Like that matters, bro. Remember after the first game, like they won the first game. Them mugs was playing around. Al Horford blowing kisses. Like them mugs wasn't like that.
Hey, Al Horford deserved to blow them kisses. He was knocking some trays down. But no, I just think that, right, like when you look at those teams and those players, right, like whatever the definition, like, do the Bulls have that right now?
I think the Bulls are very similar to the Boston Celtics, or can be. I really do.
Can be. I'm with you on can be. But you know what the difference with the Boston Celtics was? Marcus Smart took a step. Al Horford came back and was balling at a ridiculous level. Time Lord.
That's what I mean. The others, your roster, your other guys have
100%, right? But right now, your other guys are Patrick Williams. Your other guys are Kobe White. Your other guys are Ayo Dosunmu. Your other guy, right? Like those guys have to take that step. Ayo's taking that step. Kobe White looks like he's playing a little bit better. He's still very inconsistent offensively, but he looks like he's doing a little bit more on the court. Patrick Williams tonight to me was a big step in him taking a step forward. And we're only 8 games into the season.
Absolutely.
But when I'm looking at, okay, how's this team get to that next level? Yeah, Zach Lavine can put up 25. But guess what? All of those teams that we talk about, all of those teams that we look at that are the best teams in the NBA, guess what? They got dudes that put up 25 too, and they play well on the other end. And they got another dude that's just a defensive dude. Like the Warriors right now, right? Like when you look at that Warriors team, Stephen Curry going nuclear was a moot point. When you look at Andrew Wiggins on the other side, absolutely dominating Muggs defensively, it's like, well, of course he's scoring all them points. He ain't got to do nothing over there. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that you need that supporting cast, but you need that guy that when everybody's even, who's that dude that puts you over the top? Because right now, right, I agree with you. I think the Bulls can be the Boston Celtics, but Malcolm Brogdon gives them a little more. Right, Marcus Smart gives them a little more. Right, Time Lord coming back gives them a little more. We dominated them inside. Vucci was killing them that game. Time Lord gives them a little more.
When we have Drummond and we have Ayo playing the way he's playing, yeah, we match up with them pretty well. At first, we was gonna get cooked. We can't say that no more.
No, I think we.
This whole talk, we keep overlooking the person who's been the most consistent, and that's Vooch. Outside of today,
I mean that's cool, but I mean,
double king.
Me personally, I don't see it because I feel like in order to do that, Zach has to close the gap. Like at some point, and Zach got to close the gap fast because DeMar's getting up there in age. As cool as DeMar is getting older.
Yeah, for sure.
And right now. Like I said again, you're having those conversations. Is he better than the D-Book? Is he better than the Brad Beal? Is he better than these respectfully and honestly, these are the conversations that they're having. And right now, he's not close. So to me, to say that they're on par with Boston or better, I can't agree with that.
I don't know if he's not close, but he's definitely
Jason Tatum level.
Jason Tatum took some time off in the playoffs. If we want to think about it, his stats got worse every round.
He was trying to do that whole Kobe thing. We never finna forget that.
But his it was a lot of stuff around
Devin Booker, who was absolutely cooking.
Listen, it was a lot of stuff Jason Tatum was doing around his game that was making him look a lot worse on the court.
Devin Booker getting sunned by Luka.
We not gonna forget that,
bro. When he did the basketball, laying on the basketball profile picture, it was like, come on, dog.
You're not that guy, pal.
But no, I just look at I look at this this Bulls team, and I say I look at a guy like Zach Lavine, right? And I say, if you do, for me, Zach's jump to that doesn't have to be on the offensive end. Zach can put up 29 points a game. If Zach puts up 29 points a game, Zach last season on a knee and a half was one of the best offensive players in the NBA. He was a top 12 scorer. The thing that I think you need to see to jump from the rest of this team defensively. Zach has to be better defensively consistently. You know what I mean? If he's able to give you better defense consistently, if he's able to come out like we saw, right? And I think the situational defense I'm fine with, but it's like, bro, when your team isn't knocking down shots, the Bulls with 30% coming out of the first quarter in that mug, you're missing. I need to see you. The better teams have that moment of switch where they say, hey, we're not knocking down shots. We got to stop them from scoring.
You're not going to beat me.
And I think that's going to be the next step for the Chicago Bulls, man. But hey, we got the win tonight. I love the win tonight, 108-99. I feel like there's a lot of good in this win. I feel like there's some bad in this win too, but I think there's more good than bad. That's why you came out with the win. I also think, and me and you, I think we both talked about it. We were all together yesterday on the podcast, and we talked about kind of sometimes when you get when they get their coach fired, like it might give you that little jolt. I think we saw that tonight, right? Because we ain't seen defensive rotations like this. I've never seen Yuta Watanabe play 10 minutes.
Hey,
exactly. Their rotation is so much better than it was with Nash. You saw some players, and I think that's also what led to some of this stuff because some of these players ain't had to tick.
Yuta Watanabe played 28 minutes. I didn't know Yuta Watanabe.
Nah, he's been getting consistent tick though.
When?
28 minutes? Maybe I just ain't tuned in.
I've been watching that. I've been watching them a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching them a little bit.
Maybe I just didn't pay attention to it being him. But 28 minutes is crazy. And he was active and he was doing a lot of good things there. So I think they got a little bit of a jolt there. But the Bulls do come away with the win, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. You boys got anything else before we get up out of here?
Oh, no, man. Great win.
Hey, on that note,
they're down, Bulls. See Red Nation, because it's been a day. We make the trade. We get Claypool. We got a squad now. We got at least offensively, and then we get a dub. Man, let's roll out.
Speaking on Bears and Bulls, if y'all could, so I'm on TikTok. What I did was I made a second TikTok. So now when I'm just doing strictly Chicago content, Chicago sports content. Y'all go follow me on that page. I just made a Chase Claypool video today. It's doing a little bit of numbers. We got a little bit of traction on that. That's at Stefan the Don One, so same as the Twitter. Go check that out.
On the Discord. Join the Discord. Drop into the Discord. Let's go. Let's do it.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. I'm getting. I got Muzz trying to cook me on Twitter because I said Chase Claypool is a Justin Jefferson talent. I think they think I mean that he's putting up Justin Jefferson numbers,
dog.
And I'm like, no, I just think he's that talented.
My video, and it was like, somebody tried to say. They're like, nah, Chase Claypool is selfish because he threw his first pick because Chase Claypool didn't want to run the route. I said, bro, this man has had Ben Roethlisberger, Mitch Trubisky, and Pickett is in this man's name.
Hey, bro, the part that had me dying was Buddy said, you can't even compare their college careers. I was like, yeah, because you can't even compare their college quarterbacks. One had Joe Burrow, one had Ian Brook. Hey, kid, who's Ian Brook?
I know who he is. He was trash.
He wasn't trash. He's just mid.
Nah. Ian Brook, they tried
is
to
he in the league?
Ian Brook was like early high.
He's trash.
Look, he's also never been to a Super Bowl.
Come on.
Oh, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always, man. If y'all haven't done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. If you're listening on the podcast side, leave a 5-star review. We appreciate all the love, man. For the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, and the man, the myth, the legend, Stefan the Don, I am Pat the Designer. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bulls win.